welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I am going to be working on the Paper Crafting YouTubers monthly hop. It is a themed hop that Rachel puts out every single month. Some people do mini albums or cards or other paper crafting projects. I, of course, am a scrapbooker at heart and will likely almost always do a layout and probably a 12 by 12 layout. So today I'm going to be working with my June Hip Kit Club kit. So I am really bad about hoarding these beautiful kits and waiting until I have just the right pictures printed to play with the papers and stuff. But that's something that I kind of need to stop. And so I have pulled out this kit for this month's theme, which is Out and About. It's a great summer theme because most of us are out and about doing things, catching some sun rays. However, I don't like heat and I tend to not do as many things in the summer as I do in the fall. So I am going to be scrapbooking some photos from November 2019 of a hike that my family and I did with a friend. I have not printed the photos yet. I was actually editing them late last night and I haven't printed them quite yet because I wanted to pick through this and decide exactly what I was going to use. I only got the main kit in June. These papers are incredibly gorgeous. I'll just kind of fan them out for you a little bit so that you can see them. Some of them I like the B sides better than the A sides, and others I like both sides and wish I had both sheets. I know, crazy, right? I'm a paper snob. I have a lot of paper. Guys, that is probably my largest supply and my stash, and I really don't need to add to it, but I will, because, you know, people keep coming out with all this gorgeous paper. And I gotta have it all. You know how it is. Gotta have it all. So I was considering playing with this piece of paper. I considered this one too, but I think I'm gonna hold off on that one, and I might end up using this piece to make a facing page for the layout another time, but we will see. But I think I'm gonna use this paper as well as this paper. And there was one other, and I think it was a back side. So let me see. Let me move this. Here, I'll show you the back sides of these real quick. Very beautiful. And they always have a gorgeous branding strip for you to use as well. So let me see if I can flip these and make some sort of sense out of it. I'm not graceful, so hold on. Yeah, I dropped something. Okay, so this is the back sides of these. I think I want to pull this piece as well for my layout, and then I'm going to go ahead and print some photos. Oh, maybe I'll use this yellow. We'll see. And I know which two photos I want to print, and one of is a selfie of me, and then taken at the top of this. It was a mountain in Virginia that we hiked with our kids, and it was on a goat trail in Maryland. We lived in Virginia at the time. The Army had us stationed at Quantico, Virginia, and we lived in Stafford, and we drove up to Maryland to hike this again, mountain, because it's not a huge mountain. And technically we hiked the Virginia side and not the Maryland side. But anyway, so that's the other sides of these papers. And you know what, guys? I love that piece of paper. And I love this wood grain. So it's hard for me to cut into these because I'm like, I love them all and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. So, and guys, this blue alpha, love that shade of blue. Blue is my favorite color. I love all shades of blue. I really like that shade. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video and print my photos and do a little bit more digging through the embellishments so that I can narrow some stuff down, and I'll be right back. So I did narrow it down to using that darker floral pattern to mat my rainbow mountain paper. I cut a strip of that coral piece as well. I'm going to use that as a border to kind of anchor my photos and embellishments onto that page. I'm going to go ahead and trim down this piece of pattern paper. I'm taking 1/8 of an inch off each side, and then I take 1/4 of an inch off the bottom side, and that basically leaves me with 1/8 of an inch off each side. I'm doing that so that I can mat it. I am going to gut this piece of paper because I love this pattern paper and I want to be able to use it on another layout. So I am going to take out, I think I end up with what, an 11-inch square, 10-inch square, something like that. Anyway, I leave a 1-inch border around the pattern paper so that I can mat it, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere those down, and I'm going to poke some holes, and I'm going to do some hand stitching. So I do love being able to gut my papers. That way, if I don't have 2 of a sheet, I at least can use it on a second layout or on a facing page, depending on what I'm working on. So I'm going to go ahead and mount it onto the yellow so that I can get this layout started. I think I printed something like 15 photos from this hike all at once. I chose these 2 photos from the hike for this layout. There will be multiple pages of this because some of the photos are just gorgeous and I couldn't decide which ones to use. I mean, come on, when you have all these beautiful photos, you want to just print and use them all. So you can see that I went ahead and I grabbed the lighter yellow. I think it has little suns on it, and I'm going to use that to mat my photos. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish building up this layout. I took the photo of that rock face that we had to climb up to get to the top, but really the photo doesn't give that rock face much justice because it was tall and I'm short, and I kind of struggled with the short leg thing, but I'm in good enough shape that I managed to get up there without being out of breath, hardly at all, hardly. I'm going to use this piece of strip here and I'm going to cut it down. I'm basically just guessing at the length. I didn't really measure it. And here you can see I poked some holes in my rainbow and I'm going to hand stitch all of it. It's partially stitched in that photo, and here you can see it is fully stitched. Hand stitching, as you probably know, is one of my signature moves, and I decided that this rainbow definitely needed it. So I'm putting down that border, and now I'm going to go ahead and get my photos onto the layout. But first I'm going to add some fun foam to the backs of them, or at least to the back of the one of me, and I'm going to stack them, kind of like I showed you at the beginning of the video. And now I'm just going to start tucking stuff. I pulled out things from the ephemera pack. I pulled out these 2 tags, and I'm going to tuck them behind the photo of me. I'm going to add some twine. I've already tied those, so you didn't have to watch me do that, and I'll glue them on in a little bit. And now I'm going to go ahead and lay out my ephemera pieces. I kind of played with the placement of these off camera, and I decided that this was how they were going to end up. I don't know if you noticed, but I have a sticker on my hand, and yeah, that is intentional. I put it there because I knew that if I laid it down on somewhere else, it would end up getting stuck on something, and I wouldn't be able to get it off. But I want to make sure that I'm able to use it, so I wanted to get it in a place where I wouldn't lose it or get it stuck on something I didn't want it on there, or didn't want it on. So This is just one of those weird things that I do. Sometimes, yes, it does remove some of the adhesive. It didn't in this case, and you know, even if it had, I would just add some glue to it. But this is just one of those weird Tara-isms that I do. I stick things on my hands all the time. Once in a while, they'll actually even be on my leg. So I am going to use the gold letters or the gold phrase sheet for my title, and it's going to say Outdoor Adventure. These titles, they're just gorgeous. My favorite thing about them is that they are glittery, but the glitter doesn't go everywhere. If you know me, you also know I do not like glitter. I do not own loose glitter. I will not let it come into my house. Anytime somebody brings it in, I throw it away. I don't like it. So I love that there's not a lot of fallout from these beautiful title pieces. And so now I'm just going to go ahead and get these things glued down. You saw that I used some glue dots for my twine. And I'm going to stick that little hiking sticker right there on top of those diamonds with the flowers, and I think that looks really cute layered up that way. So last minute, I decided that I wanted to get some foam adhesive on the back of this, and I'm having a little bit of trouble because I put the glue down first. Usually I peel off the adhesive side and then put the glue on it, and I did it backwards here, and it moved around a little bit on me and kind of annoyed me a little bit, but I got it on there okay, and it works out just fine, and in the end you can't tell that I struggled. You know, it's just one of those things. You do things out of order and then it can potentially mess things up, but not in this case. I really love how this layout is coming together. It makes me happy. I love the colors, and I love the memory that I have captured on this page. So, you know me, I like to add splatters, and so I pulled out my Tim Holtz Distress Oxide spray, and it's speckled egg, and I'm going to use that around my photo and embellishment clusters to put a little bit of more texture on it. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out that description box below my video so that you can check out everybody else who's playing along this month. There's some great creatives in this hop, and I know that you will enjoy watching their videos as well. Bye!